Fantastic. Yes.
That people can have an opportunity to take goodies from the table. There'll be nothing left. That's your point.
I can start. So, welcome everybody. This is, as you see, a very different meeting. It has been a bit chaotic. Thank you everybody for helping in the chopping, in the setup. Just very briefly, we didn't do it as always in the restaurant because there has been a changing of the catering company and the conditions were not very favorable. We thought it was way too expensive for what they were offering, so we thought we have to look for an alternative. So I hope you are hungry and I hope that there is enough food for everybody. This meeting, we also thought we had to do something related to Toastmasters. We wanted it to be a more informal meeting, so we won't be sitting and just listening most of the time. I hope we have a chance to talk to each other in a more informal way. But there has to be something always that we do related to Toastmasters, so we thought, why not practice the very basics? We should all master giving toasts. I personally never did it in my life, so I had to practice, and I probably think many of you haven't done that yet, ever, so maybe that's a good time to start practicing. And if you have not had a chance to prepare I'm sure many of you can do it off the cuff, just by improvising. The topic doesn't have to be related to the Christmas or to the holidays, or best wishes. Many things can have happened in your life that you want to give a toast on, but we may not know, or I don't know. Use your imagination, be creative. So I'll start, and then I thought we can just, interrupt the formal part of the meeting, start talking to each other, eat, and whoever wants can then say, I want to continue and give the next toast. Let's try, so no, please don't be shy. And I have to use my notes this time. Please, but I will be short because I said I didn't want to take too long. I have to talk anyway too much. So fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, Hilda and Chenge. This time of the year, we typically think about buying presents for our dear ones. On one hand, giving a present is a nice tradition. On the other hand, who doesn't like receiving a present? The thing is, the greatest present of all, in my opinion, we already received. The greatest present of all we already have. And this is what I wish to propose with toast on, and this is life, the life we have. We sometimes, or I sometimes forget how lucky I am that I am alive. And we sometimes forget that when we are alive, we collect experiences, we meet other human beings, we can learn infinite amount of things, grow as human beings, and we can even give life to another human being. And that's probably the miracle. So let's take this occasion to remember how privileged we are because we are alive. And this reminds me, Sunil, of your speech, Ticker. So let's cherish our lives and let's raise our glasses. We don't have glasses yet, but we will do it later. This is, and
we could
let's drink and toast to life.
Yeah, good.
continue, we can. Otherwise, we can, how do you say, more informal things like chattings. And then whoever wants to take over.
That's also orange juice.
You got a class too?
I have
Does anybody need a glass?
No. May I continue about the toasting, because it was a coincidence. I had the same toast. I want to make a toast to life, and I have my reasons. Because this year has been a year for me where I have had to go to many funerals. Never in my life I have been in so many funerals as this year, and all of the people whom I had to say farewell were younger than me. That really reminded, as you said, me about the fact how precious life is. And this morning I spoke with shortly with Krista and said, oh yeah, this is very extempore. And it came to my mind that I know a very good poem which I happened to translate in Finnish language in my book, but I have it also in English here. It is, I just read a short piece of it. It's a Ben Okri's poem, which is really a kind of, for me, one of those life poems. Ben Okri is a Nigerian writer, and since I translated, I have met him in Vienna once, and he's one of those very few people whom I can really say he has a charisma, really. And I read here a short piece of his poem. It goes like following. Live while you are alive. Learn the ways of silence and wisdom. Learn to act. Learn a new speech. Learn to be what you are in the seed of your spirit. Learn to free yourself from all the things that have molded you and which limit your secret and undiscovered road. Let's toast for life once again.
Cheers.
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 Every time at the end of the year we want to improve something in the next, but we have been doing that every year, and normally nothing happens. So this year I want to toast to leave behind what we don't need, and what we don't need is shame and fear, because we are ashamed of many things, and probably we are ashamed of the things that nobody will notice, except ourselves. And we say, maybe someone will notice this or that. And fear, because we are afraid of dying, we are afraid of failing. So I propose you to let vulnerability come in. Vulnerability. The risk to be hurt. The risk to fall. There is a study that has been performed by a professional researcher, and she has investigated what these wholehearted people has in common. And she has found, that's the research result, something that she didn't expect. She has found that the people who live or let this vulnerability come out to live better, because they became courageous. But courageous not in the sense that they are going to conquer something or kill the president, which is a bad guy. No. Courageous meaning, let myself be seen. Meaning, let me express myself even if I fail doing that. They have reached a place where they are not afraid to fail. And that's courage. So they leave the fear behind. Also, they have compassion. That's a development. Because they have compassion with themselves, thinking, well, I'm not perfect, so I could fail, and nothing will change. Many of our workers, many of us here, don't do things because we are afraid that it could fail, we could fail. And sometimes we just don't need to be afraid of anything. So they have this compassion with themselves, but also they have compassion with other people. And that will be good if we let this vulnerability come, because with that come these other components. And also they start to connect better with people, because they are sincere, and the other people just feel that. It's just a feeling. To communicate is very difficult. You can communicate if you are people who just listen, just see, just feel. But if you just give this openness, then the other people just feel whatever, in whatever sense they have. And that's important. So I propose you a toast for vulnerability. Cheers. Cheers.
I will not take time anymore. These speeches are so fantastic, and it just destroy. If you permit, I will not take the time. I always felt
Then I feel encouraged to give my speech now. Because go there. Okay. Thank you, Krista. Oh, yeah, fellow Toastmasters, I'm so glad to be here. I only decided very spontaneously this morning to come here because after all, Toastmasters is something like a family for us all, I think. So, and then I thought, oh, I have to then think about a toast. I couldn't think of anything. And I thought, what is it really I wanted to toast to? Actually, what it is the presence. It's the moment right now that I want to toast to, because this is what all we've got, the moment right now. The past is past with good and bad experiences. The future is not ours to see. We don't know. We don't even know what we've got the future, or how long we've got. But the presence right now, like this here, this wonderful moment with you all, is what we want to toast to, what we want really to enjoy. So, cheers to the present. To the present.
To the present.
Okay. So, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, we heard several wonderful and rather serious toasts, so I will do something completely different. You can't even call it superficial, but for a change, it might be okay. You can tell me afterwards. I want to toast, to raise my glass on the VIC Toastmasters Club, and I will explain in a short story why. 2 weeks ago, I came to the VIC only to attend the club meeting. I did so, and afterwards I went to the cafeteria to have lunch there. And when I entered, suddenly a friendly female voice from the left side called me, "Sir, don't you want to buy a ticket for the tombola from the Women's Guild Bazaar?" I said, "Oh, why not?" I bought 3 tickets, got in, and I didn't go to the bazaar itself, so I completely forgot about it. Because anyway, you've never been in such lotteries. Exactly 1 week later, I was in the bathroom, just about to step into the shower, my mobile phone rang. And the female voice, "Oh, Mr. Schwerer, did you buy a ticket for a tombola?" I said, "Yes." "Congratulations, you won." I said, thinking maybe a chocolate bar or something like that. But no, it was for one person a return ticket from Turkish Airlines from Vienna to Israel. The next day I went to an office in the D Tower, again 3 friendly ladies from the Women's Guild. They even took a picture of mine, and I got this. So sometime next year I will go to a city trip to Istanbul, and all this would never have happened if I wouldn't have gone to the Toastmasters meeting on that Tuesday. So let me raise my cup in honor of the Toastmasters Club, which sometimes provides you completely unexpected opportunities.
Wonderful. I was so shocked that I threw my cup.
Toastmaster, distinguished guest. Now I'm going to do something also different. I'm going to add authors as the speeches that our other fellow Toastmasters gave now about daring greatly, perseverance, resilience, and life actually. Because it was saying that, I don't know how it really goes, that in life the people you meet people who are lessons and others who you learn from. Now I suppose meeting the lessons are those who are sort of negative, you know. You can always say that, so there's nothing saying that, okay, I met this person today and I shouldn't have met that person, but it's a lesson. Every experience is a lesson. Daring greatly as well, you know, taking risks, going out there and trying, and falling down and getting up again. And if there's one place that you learn all of this at, is Toastmasters. You learn how to get up here, and you're there, and you look at all these faces, all these eyes looking at you, you know, listening to what you're going to say, or even judging you by how you hold yourself, how far you're away from the lectern actually, and your eye contact, and your voice, what do they call it? Vocal variety. Vocal variety, you know how you do it, right? And your intonations and all of that. And you remember, but it's a good thing that she's not measuring out the time. But all of that you learn here. You know, you really learn, and the people here as well. You know, here you come and nobody's a lesson here. Everybody you learn from. You learn from each and every person here, and it's just at this gathering. So it's not just the occasion, like our event is, it's also the people. So all of that, you know, what a toast is supposed to be an occasion or an event or people. Here you can talk about peoples and many people and this occasion. And I think it deserves a toast. So to us, to Toastmasters, and to our gathering. Cheers.
Yes. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, this is really a very inspiring day, also an inspiring time. I would like to make a toast to love. I think that is actually the glue which holds also the Toastmasters together. It's a special love, it's maybe not a love one-to-one, but something is holding us together. to be the energy, the positive energy. And up to now, what I've heard is exactly what I've been feeling all my years with Toastmasters, but certainly also this year. I have not really been here often, but my inspirations for things which I have done, meetings I have led, trainings I've been given, came actually from you. It's very hard to really put my finger on things, but I know it's there. The love is something which people who are working together are not really thinking of sharing consciously, maybe subconsciously. But it is something which is rubbing off if you are actually if you have experience in Toastmaster. I feel it, I know it. And I have been telling my colleagues, my previous colleagues within Vienna, outside of Vienna, that this is actually a place, a club, where everybody should get somehow a taste of what is the culture, what do you learn, what is the vulnerable situation you're putting yourself in. Everything is fine, everything works. You learn and you never stop learning. I have not really been active, although I wanted to be very active as a person, as a Toastmaster, a member of Toastmasters, but I have really been able to pick up from each one of you some elements which I have integrated, which I'm still integrating. I would like to bring out a toast to the VIC Toastmasters Club, which is cross-cultural, which is multicultural, which has different facets, which is very important, it's essential to the VIC population. I'm just saying consciously population, because these are not all our colleagues, but there are people we're seeing in the corridors passing by, and they should know what the culture is. They should actually get a taste of being in Toastmasters. They don't have to be their whole life there or here, but if they know what they can get out of it and what they can give to the club, I think they should think twice. And I'm really very happy that each one of us have been able up to now to rub off some elements of the culture which I think people understand what Toastmasters is all about. I would like to make a toast on the whole VIC population, because it's a special group, it's a special culture, and we really are the people who have been contributing and are still contributing. Happy 2015.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, they say that the best audience is well-educated, which you are, beautiful, undoubtedly, well-fed,
That is clear.
and with due respect, a little bit drunk. So I think today we have a wonderful audience in front of us. So to start with, here is a toast to my mentor, Otto. He's been really great. And I've learned a lot from him. Thank you so much. Here's also a toast to Toastmaster Magdalena. Enormous energy. Excellent person. Never gives up. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you. And here's a toast to Vicky as well, an articulated spokesperson of our club. Speak with such a finesse. You are my role model, and for everybody else as well. And here's a toast to everybody who provided wonderful feedback to me during my last speech. And the feedback that I received was that my speech was good and original. I must confess that the good part of my speech were not original, and the original parts were not very good. And here's a toast to our honored guests. Without you, we will be groping in the dark. Without you, we will not have that excitement and that newness in what we do. And I also want to make a wish that may our club be small enough forever to hold all the Toastmasters and all the guests. And finally, as my mentor always said, that's Sunil, one thing you remember in Toastmaster, you should stop talking when people stop listening. So, I'll end my speech.
So, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. One single person cannot whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. And I think that we are that orchestra here at the VIC. And I think that's also the reason why we were able to organize and to pull through a big event this year, and that was our area conference. And why did we do that? Because we all got involved at one point or another. It started with the competitions, the humorous speech and the impromptu speech, where we had competitors, but we also had judges, and we had to have quite a lot of them, and we had a public, an audience, and then we had people who organized the conference, and then we had people who also helped during the day or the conference and who were there to support the competitors. And without that involvement, I think that we wouldn't have been that successful. So I have another little sentence here that's not for me. It's from Benjamin Franklin, who said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I might remember. Involve me and I will learn." And my toast today is to involvement.
I don't know. So I heard the last one to talk today. I think that everything important has been said here. That I think that, as I told you already last year here, it's like, to me, a family. When you enter that room, you feel already a good atmosphere. I don't know why. In certain room where you go, you always feel that you are not comfortable. But here I think that when we enter the library, I think that with all of us here, it's so smooth and so nice. Everybody is smiling. We don't see each other so often because we are all busy. But when we get to see each other, we are always happy, to see faces we cannot see usually. So this, I think, it's a chance when you enter like a small community and you can have nice time with these people. It's a chance because it's not so often the case. We know it. So for that, I think that we should continue in that direction and try to attract other people to have the chance also to share this nice time with us. And as you said, this club won't be possible without our executive committee, which is very involved, and we know how tough it is to be there, to try to find ideas, to put in place, a nice meeting. And it's also thanks to you, because you even if you are busy, you have your own life, your own duties, you try to come here and to participate. So this, I think, it is also very important to maintain, a club or a nice atmosphere, to be involved in both sides. But I will conclude this small speech today by a special, a special wish I would like to address to Magdalena. because Magdalena will be very soon a mum, and I think that this is also something very important in life, because we change our status, and I think that we should stress this, and I would like to wish her good luck in this new state, you know, and in this new future. And I hope that you could be also in the future so involved as you are now, but we know that you will be very busy. And yes, all the best to you, to your next baby coming here, and thank you to all of you.
May I have a corollary of my toast? The reason why I wanted to toast on life was originally that I didn't know how to include that piece of news.
You did. I guessed.
In the speech. So yes, you can maybe see it now. I'm like 6 months through already. So I have 1 more month of work and then I'll be sent home. But I hope that I still feel fine so I can continue coming. The date of the delivery is mid-March. And yes, I don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to be. I'm very, how to say, calm by the fact that I have seen Valerie and her children, and I said, oh, that's a person I can ask, because your children were at the area conference amazing. So I will ask you. So the reason that I was toasting for life, I was going to say it later, I thought, because in the speech I didn't realize, or I couldn't put it impromptu in, just throw the news like that. So yes, it's a girl, by the way. Thank you.
Magdalena, I have been following a Finnish lady who has a baby girl who is 2 months now. She comes even this evening to the reception of for the Finnish Independence Party. The child is calm because the mother is calm. You will make it. Good.
That was my cue. Fellow Toastmasters, honoured guests. The project was called Mastering the Toast, and I was interested at the very beginning when our chairperson said that we would have the drinks later. I thought, no, a toast is, I'd like to propose a toast. And by this time you should all be drunk. A toast every time, a glass full. So fill your glasses. Fill your glasses. And it was interesting, I don't know how many of you read the project. It described the different cultures and traditions about toasting, and certainly where I come from we would say, fill your glasses, and I'd like to raise a toast, so please stand and join me, but don't stand. But typically at a wedding, at a function, at an activity, when I was making a toast, I would ask you to stand and join me. And if this toast was for Magdalena, where originally it was my intention, then she would sit down and she wouldn't drink when at the end of my speech, when I said, okay, now let's drink, and because of my toast. But I changed, I thought it would not be appropriate for me to announce this wonderful news, which he had already shared with me. My topic, I'd like to propose a toast to motherhood. Motherhood, if it wasn't for my mother, I wouldn't be here. If I hadn't become a mother, I might not have stayed in Austria. My 5 sons were born here, and my husband is Austrian. Would you have been here if it wasn't for your mother? Certain qualities of sacrificial giving, of covering weaknesses and shortcomings, of educating and training for development. But isn't that what we do in Toastmasters? I certainly did a lot of that as a mother, and I certainly know that my mother and all mothers have done that, and we've all experienced some aspects of sacrificial giving, receiving. I've certainly experienced the exhilaration as a child takes their first steps, as they say their first words. And now, as my sons are all bigger than me, all 5 of them, we can laugh together. We went to a concert together on Sunday. One of them was singing, 2 of them were working, one of them I treated, invited to come along. It was a joy, it was a pleasure. After all of the sacrifice and giving that I've done. And now is the time that we can share equally and we can laugh together and they can teach me so much. We can plan together and each search for ways to give something to make the others happy. At this time of year we love to do that. So for the first time in I don't know how many years we've actually together bought a TV set. We haven't had a television since, I don't know, I think it's more than 5 years ago that we took the TV down into the cellar to make room for the Christmas tree. And I never bought a DVB box. So with the digital television, so whoever knows how long we've had digital television in Lower Austria, that's how long we haven't had a television in our house. It's in the cellar. We don't use the TV, so we use the computer when I want to watch the news or other programs. Mother Earth provides us with all of our physical sustenance and needs that we have. And I believe our heavenly parent watches over us all invisibly and guides us indeed in all times, especially in times of need. The human race would not exist if it were not for motherhood, yet motherhood would not exist were there no fathers. So in fact, my toast is to parents. Parents, here at the United Nations family, as we serve the human race, the citizens, children of 192, 193, even more nations of the world, let us strive to fulfill the role of parents to the children of the nations. Let us honour and cherish mothers and parents and children and families and all those who think that they don't have a family or don't belong anywhere. Let us realise our role as nurturers and educators to establish True Parents United Nations. My favourite guru coined this term, True Parents United Nations, and when I started working here I felt like that was my job, that was my mission. That's the reason I came here, to promote True Parents United Nations. Let us nurture each other, respect each other, encourage each other, and be prepared to sacrifice for each other. As we think of our mothers, of our parents, who enabled us through unyielding sacrifice and a vision for a better future as each one of us grew up. I raise my glass and bless you all, whether physical parents ourselves or simply spiritual parents, nurturing total strangers. We all have a mother. Whether we know them or not, we all have parents. I wish health, happiness and good fortune, wisdom and much love and laughter to our United Nations and world family. May we incorporate the vision of True Parents United Nations, and the line that I deleted was, and may Magdalena experience all of this laughter and joy in her future. I toast to True Parents, to Mother.
So let me say a few words. I have to say
that I did not prepare anything, but I'm determined to speak before Maria Theresa does. Because she will outshine me, just wait and see. Now, no Toastmasters end-of-year party would be the same unless Maria Theresa were here. So I was a little bit concerned, but she did, in the end, arrive a little bit late, as always, but she made it. So congratulations. She even has a Christmas jumper on. You honour us. What I wanted to say was, and I don't want to introduce anything negative, but what I wanted to say was that there was a moment for me this year when I went to the area conference which our Toastmasters Club organised. And at the end of the conference, Toastmaster Valérie stood up and she drew attention to something that had happened the previous day. The previous day, somebody, a Toastmaster, I believe in Vienna, had written an abusive email about the childishness of the website established by this club to promote the conference. And what was striking about Valérie's reaction was that she wasn't outraged, she wasn't angry, she didn't exhibit any emotion which was negative. She had tears in her eyes. Her heart was broken that a Toastmaster could have criticised this website. She was very, very hurt by this. And so it struck me that in fact, why was she so upset? What was it that had upset her so much? Now, just before that, I had, as a member of the staff association here at UNODC, I had organised a retreat, a little training day for our staff association. And this trainer showed us why we were serving on the staff council. What was it that we were upholding, or should be upholding? Because actually it's something that we aspire to, but I think we're not doing. And what he told us was that he drew attention to the values that we're aspiring to. And those values are diversity, cooperation, solidarity, sharing, and respect. And when I saw Valérie's reaction to what had happened, I realised that it's those values that we don't aspire to in our Toastmasters Club. We live them. We never talk about them, but we live them, and those values are there, and that accounted for Valérie's broken heart in response to what a Toastmaster had done, because this would be not something that we would ever expect one of us to do. And in fact, at the VIC Toastmasters Club, we have never had such an experience. So the toast I would like to propose is to us, as VIC Toastmasters, not talking about it, but simply living our values. To living our values.
To living our values.
Hello, Toastmasters, honored guests. You're a hard act to follow, Claire. Now, how many of you have been seeing all these crazy people rushing around Marie-Hilfer-Straße, Kirchnerstraße, all the shopping centers, buying. This is the season to be buying. I don't think so. I think it's the season to be a little bit more reflective and to think about what all of this is about. For me, the first thing that comes to my mind is giving. But not just giving a present that somebody's going to either put in the trash or recycle to give somebody next year. It's giving somebody something that they might need, or maybe they might enjoy, or might maybe make your life a little bit richer. So I'm thinking about giving, and so what am I thinking about? Toastmasters. Over all the years, I've seen a variety of people in this club that have given quite a lot. They've given of their time, they've given of themselves, and sometimes they've crossed the line and really gone over the top. And I'm looking at a lot of the people in this room, and that could describe quite a few of you as former presidents, current president, people like Krista, who come. I mean, you sort of disappear every once in a while, but you always seem to come back, and that's the nice thing about this club. We have a continuity. There have been some times in the course of this club that I've thought, oh my God, will this VIC Toastmasters Club continue? It does. But how does it continue? Because of the effort, because of the giving. So I would like to propose a toast to all of the people throughout the years who have unselfishly given of themselves and who have come to this club, who have kept it running, who have contributed way above the call of duty, and I think a lot of the people in this room come into that category. So to those of you, I dedicate this toast, and keep it up, and let's get our perhaps new and committed to be role models, to be givers. Fellow Toastmasters?
Yes. Yes.
May I propose just another toast? Just a very short one. I would like to propose a toast to your chandail. I don't know how you say it, to your pullover. I think that this is so nice of you because you are very much into details. Always, I remember that always for Christmas time, I have in my mind that you came with special dress, always, but this time I found that it's so unbelievable. I like it so much, and it's part also of the dedication, because you know it's an involvement, and really this, I like it so much, and I congratulate you to wear this kind of thing and to be, you know, because sometimes you are not brave enough. We would like to, you know, to wear things and we say, no, but what are they going to think about it? But you, for that, I admire your capacity of being above this, you know, kind of consideration, stupid consideration we can sometimes have, and I congratulate you. Well done.
Dear Toastmaster, guest, the last will be the first. We are telling my toast. I'm going to give to Magdalena. She invited me today to share with you this nice day. Even they are a corporate day for all of us. As Toastmaster, I always think there are always three things that have been said. First, for me as Toastmaster, there are two things important: love and knowledge. That is what we are always sharing together in our life and probably in our future lives. Of course, we are meeting other people that could be our friends or our gurus, our leaders. Of course, we can be vulnerable. I hope that we always involve people, even we are not. We are knowledge about. But I think the third thing, it's very important that we can give and forgive in the same times, and we can say thank you for each gift from day and from life. And I just want to conclude wishing you for your new charisma, more luck, and hope to your child would be part for Toastmaster family.
Just for those who don't know her, Chenge is a member of what Toastmasters club in Vienna?
Vienna Speakers Club
Vienna
and
Speakers Club.
Vienna, the German club, English club.
Oh, okay, and she's visiting us today. We have another guest, Glenda, and John. Welcome again. She is coming from South Korea, and she's now moved to Vienna recently, so she's visiting us for the second time. Welcome. Yes, exactly. So maybe Glenda and John, if you want to say a few words, practice a little bit, you guys, if you want.
Can I do this here?
Yeah.
I'm stage phobic. So my toast is to very superficial me today, and then on the way here, as you know, something unexpected happened. At the first meeting, actually, on the way here, something unexpected happened. So I was thinking that, do I need to go there? Do I need to, bear the awkward moment to crack your good environment by opening the door? And then it is so, okay, I kept thinking, but, I did it, I made it. If I were 10 years ago in Jung, then I wouldn't do this, because I did not have any, the courage or boldness. So I'd like to make a toast to, what do you call that, shameless in Jung today, and bold in Jung. So I just found myself today on the way, although I knew that I was very late, and I just gravitating toward this meeting. So I'd like to make a toast to all of you. Thanks to you. Thank you.
So I would like to give a toast to you and for the effort of the most. It is a toast for the past, because from the past is how we learn the best. To do the things we want to be, and the time goes by so fast. We have to analyze what we lived and what we learned well, because so we will construct our present, because we will construct our life. And we will live in the life of the ones we love. And I want to do a toast as well for the future, because the future is so exciting, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with all of you. Thank you. Toast.
To the future.
To the future.
Oh
my gosh. I am drunk. All secrets, okay. I had few drinks, so I am a little bit and I didn't have any proper breakfast. This is fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. As you know, I am coming from India. For most of you, India is a wild country, and to a certain extent, you are right with that. Because from India, you hear all sorts of things, and which is right. If I tell you I grew up without electricity, it is a fact. In the 60s, I grew up without electricity. And I was 10, 11 years old. What do? You read everything you have learned, a little bit to read. So you read everything what you get into your hand. My father was not a rich man, so every day, but once a week, we had the Sunday magazine came to our house. So I read it from the beginning to the end. Like it's because I have nothing else to do. One poem I read when I was 11 years old
follows all my life. I am sure you do not want to hear it, but I am going to tell you. Yes, because in the Western world you do not talk about death. That's the problem. But in India we do. It is not a hidden thing, it is a present thing. Most of the old elderly people die at home and the coffin is open, you see the dead body, children attend the funeral, and all these things are a regular thing, but not in the Western world. So what the poem I read is, death is the only friend you have. I was shocked to hear you read the title, and then it continued like this. Dear human being, the minute you are born, the death follows you as a shadow, day and night. One day, when the time is up, it will turn up and look at your face. And when then, in that moment, the friend who followed all your life like a shadow, you can smile at him and say, I was waiting for you. You won your life. That is how you win your life. Only the Almighty God can decide when the time is up. Human being or mensch, it does matters how you live. It does matters a lot how you die. As an 11-year-old little girl, cheering this and that, I stood up. It was a tropical country, it was hot, humid, sunshine. I ran up and down in my courtyard and I saw my shadow and I said, oh, this is my death, yeah. My little brother, who was walking around naked on that time, he's 7 years younger than me, so it is normal that boys walk around naked. He stood in front of me naked and said, what? You are going to die? That's good. I get my own bed. Because in those days we have got, my parents have got their own bed, and we have 4 children. We have only 2 beds. So 1 week the girls on the bed, the boys on the floor, and the next week the turns goes up to the boys on the bed. And so now if someone tells me a child is not selfish, it's wrong. My brother was selfish enough to tell me, it is good that you die, I get my own bed. See, this is a childish way of thinking, and I still remember this scene in front of me. So somehow the poem follows me. My answer to everyone is, in 50 years we will not be here, that is for sure. Reality is, one day there is an end to our life. It matters a lot how you lead our life. My simple advice to everyone is, live on a daily basis. Live daily, don't think of the past. Future you never know. Live daily, and my toast to everyone is a friendship, which is in this building at the moment is not that welcome. I feel the changes in my department. I feel the changes very much. Before, 3 or 4 years ago, we had Christmas parties on our floor, and the entire floor was filled with international food. Filled with international food. Now we have got parties, no food at all, but lot of vodka. And within half an hour the food is gone. I think it is so sad actually. Reality is things are changing very fast, and whether you like it or not. You can talk about all sorts of nice things, but reality is different. At least in the department of Indi, it is different. I don't know about your department. My toast to you, a direct, straightforward friendship without any hidden agenda behind your back, and also on a live daily basis. That is my toast. Yeah, very good.
Who said it? You should get very drunk because you're...
Yeah. I am drunk.
Very good.
I am so upset about the Christmas party we had just a few days ago. I'm so upset.
The vodka party.
No,
Did you tell them?
Well, I told my boss, but who's listening to me?
I think he does. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Last year at this time we were having our end of year meeting in the restaurant, because today we are here. And it's almost exactly the same date. So for me personally, this is the time I read the most, because this is winter in Vienna. And that means not only cold, grey cold, but it also means, and that is actually the main thing, it means darkness. It is the darkest time of the year. It is the time you leave your house in the dark and you come back home in the dark. And I hate it. But how fortunate are we that pre-Christian religions brought the traditions that we have special feasts at this time of the year. And the Christians were very clever to adopt that into their rites. So we have feasts where we light candles, or we have a lot of light. And that really is the thing that I can accept. You know, it is such a beautiful thing when you walk the streets, you know, the shopping streets, and you see all these lights. So I find it soothing, and I find it amazing, because it's like magic. But when you have a space of darkness and you just light one little candle, there's no darkness in it. It's like magic. And with this in mind, when I go, you know, on public transport and I see the people sitting there, all sullen faces and grumpy, and then there's the news, it's war, it's hunger, all these negative things on our world, on our globe. It seems so dark. And then I think, how fortunate are we that we have something, we human beings have something that is called an attitude. We can have a positive attitude. And just like the little candles that we can light in the darkness, it's little positive attitude things like a friendly word, a smile, a helping hand perhaps, and then there's light. And that is like magic. So my toast today is to attitude. And to all those who adopt a positive one, and by this fuel those little candles that make our world a place of light.
Fellow Toastmasters, I can't help from reminding you that there are places in the world, and that is the area above the polar circle, where at this time there is no sun at all. It does not come, so it does not go down. I have been living, that was the first year working, I was living in Lapland, that is the most northern part of Finland, and there are 2.5 months that the sun, for definition, does not come. And you start, as a newcomer there, you start losing the hope that it will ever come. There is a big, great celebration on the day when it first time peeps a little bit. The people come to the street and they celebrate, because even the local people, they every year they nearly lose the hope that it ever comes. It has disappeared. So that is the positive attitude when you really keep knowing that, as we say, the glass is half full and not half empty. It has, to my knowledge, every year it has shown up again. But the people, they are the optimists. Let's toast to the sun.
Your glass is empty.
I might be half drunk.
So, fellow Toastmasters, I have to go now. I wish you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
For every one of you.
The last one?
Last one?
Last one.
On the road. I hope I don't crash in the corner.
We will open another one.
Yeah, the
Valerie, juice for me.
There is a Tupperware box on the table, and some curious colleagues have already looked. This is a specialty from Peru that our guest Glenda was very generous to bring. And there is another Tupperware that has the sauce. Careful, because it's a liquid sauce. I hope we have enough words. This is a Peruvian sauce with yellow. Yeah, please, you want to explain better that.
Yeah, well, it's typical from Peru. It's called huancaína, and it has peanuts, just for if anyone is allergic. Peanuts and cheese and milk, and ají amarillo, which looks like a chili. It's really long and as well spicy. So I hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
So I am more than amazed. I was amazed by you. At the beginning of the meeting, we were not sure, or I was not sure how it was going to flow. I was not sure. In my mind, I didn't have clarity when we had to open the bottles to have the toast. It's obvious now. That's what you learn by doing. I think the glass in this case is not only full, it's overflowing, because everybody had wonderful toasts. So the time has come to conclude the formal part of the meeting, but please, let's stay and enjoy the feast and our company. Please. So, thank you.
And it says, so Lily, all this has been recorded. Because there was such nice toasts, actually.
Yes.
I would really love to have a copy.
Yes. Have you got a computer on the I can send you, no, I'll either like that, if I get it, put it on the stick, or else I upload it to YouTube and just send you the link. Ah, okay.
Because there were really in
Because if they had an I went to chest pain and I went to medical care. They did an ECG and they checked my lungs and gave me a painkiller.
I think like that happens now, you know, legs and stomach and I'm just trying to make this, I have to take it easy because I know there's many things I need to do. Today I was just in my because I collected all the swells out and things like it's obviously used to being handicapped in that sense. And now all these calm and prevent me from going forward.
I remember I got need glasses until I was 45. But I couldn't see the picture and breathe and I know
Getting
We have a special request from South Korea. Please.
And back in Korea, I talked to some members, and we call the DTC, the Head of Toastmaster, which is located in the TEDx Science Town. So all scientists and researchers live together in a small town, and they are dying to know how this VIC Toastmaster meeting is going to be. So they asked me to send a picture of me.
But the problem is today is not a good example. We all look drunk, huh?
Only some of us.
A link of the previous meeting.
After the meeting, we go to there's
the previous meeting.
It's the venue is in the university, science university. After first, the meeting, that we usually go to the second round to drink.
It's a normal day. Papa Noël in the middle.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Well, should we be around the Christmas tree? Yes, it's true. Okay, let's go.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, I think.
I've been never been inside. That's nothing many years before.
I really like it.
Yeah, we won't see the tree, but that's okay. We're not going to see the tree. No, we don't get to see.
Somebody else stand up here. Why don't you stand up here? Come on, stand up. Stand up. Because you stand in the picture. One, two, and three. Say cheese. Very nice.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If you send it to me also, I can send it to her.
Yes.
We already have one for every quarter.
So I can show you how to eat it. I know that.
That's very good.
Yes.
That's absolutely correct.
Is it, I forgot, is it it's from Peru. What's the name? It's spicy.
But it was one.
I like spicy.
So much other than everything was great. Everywhere it's like reinventing American salad.
It's very hot. I like spicy. But it looks so
The thing is, he's still alive. We have cracks of pizza like that. No, he wasn't. When I in his bed.
Just
And then you stand there and you have to do it. And sometimes it's a I go and then it's there. Yeah, that's this feeling. Once you've done it, it's
change the name of the online
Even though there was not much time, and looking at it, usually reminds me of one of Very simple, so everybody can immediately understand. If that's the case, then the flip chart where you draw it where you speak. Exactly where you speak, but where you speak is better. And the details you can develop it's just the workshops Public relation.